wannabe showrunners, and welcome to another Wannabe Showrunners, the show where we show you how much we want to be showrunners. I'm Scott LaFlesh, and I'm here with Ty Skinner.
How's it going, Scott?
Not bad, not bad. And yourself?
Doing great. Another Sunday. I'm feeling a little lazy today, I gotta tell you.
Me too.
We had a lazy day, just sat around. It's Sunday, it's rainy, it's November. I mean, this is what they're invented for, I think.
Lazy Sunday.
Exactly. Chronic what? Goes to Narnia. Just left me hanging.
I did. You guys were way too quick to jump back in.
Maybe.
All right. So, here we are. We're still working on our Friends of the Trail. We were going to get writing on the script today, but I still feel like there's some big changes we need to make.
Yeah.
One of the big changes is, do you think we have too many people in our group?
Maybe we could,
because I'm thinking we can turn some of them into like the people that they have to deal with.
that makes sense.
Like Dylan, for example, could be somebody like that.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
And like he's the leader of the, like they just have to deal with that.
The ski and snowboarders. Ski and snowmobile people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah.
And maybe even Regina if we wanted to drop a second one. Makes sense if she's putting up campaign signs along the trail or something. There could be like something there. Or we could leave her in the group.
Now, the other type of thing that I had, like,
so we want colorful locals is one of the things we're talking about.
I want colorful locals, and I would like to see some. I feel like cutting this down to a group of 5, like a team of 5, seems practical when you have a team of 2 for the Rangers.
Right. And it works like corner gas a little bit, I guess, right? Like corner gas, you have your main 2, 3, 7 in corner gas, but you have your main group. But then you have your local, and it's Springfield too. Yeah, no,
I say we get rid of, like, I kind of want to get rid of Fiona and Mo.
Okay.
And again, just have them be people that are a part of this trail.
Okay.
Like you have the jogger who's a busybody, and
get rid of Fiona.
Yeah.
So I was seeing Olivia.
No.
You
still keep these characters.
No, I know.
You just drop them from the...
Yeah, from the main Friends of the Trail. So what would it look like? Bert?
Or one of them can stay, and you have the dynamic of the manager and the trail type thing.
That's true. If you really have either Fiona or Bert, you probably disconnect those characters if you take them off the trail, right? They probably wouldn't work together.
No, if they're both off the trail, then they don't.
Yeah. So, but then is Bert... Sigourney. Is Dylan still in?
No, I think Dylan wouldn't be.
Okay, so Bert, Sigourney, Olivia, Ed, and...
Regina.
Okay. I can deal with that. I think that's good.
Yeah.
It skews younger now. By having 2 kids of 5, it skews younger than we had. That's fine, but... Yeah.
You're right, eh?
We can take Ed out of there too if we really wanted. Put him just be one of the kids they deal with.
But Ed is like supposed to be like just about 18, like he's a senior in high school.
Oh yeah.
Where like I feel like it's not like it doesn't skew so much younger if you have like it's not like it's two.
No, I see that.
Younger teens or something like that. You have a younger teen and a.
Yeah, really a preteen probably. Yeah. And Ed, again, is not very much of a character. He's more of the quiet, like, he's there to help out. So I think that works.
I still like the idea of a Bert and Ed dynamic, though. like that Ed is constantly just being dragged around by Bert.
Definitely.
And Bert thinks that he's like showing him all the ropes and giving him all the experience of the trail and that.
Yeah, one of those big Ed touch points I'll keep saying to me is Pete Davidson's. I can't know the name of that character. He's just like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just like he's just game. He's not bright. It doesn't seem like there's anything behind the eyes, but he's game for whatever you put him into.
Okay. So yeah, I feel like Bert is constantly like, oh, as I told Ed, like, to the camera, like, when he's trying to, like, explain things,
Right.
like, he uses that, like, or he'll be like, and what did I tell you, Ed?
Yep. And then I'll usually say the wrong thing or not much.
Just say something that's, like, very bland.
Exactly. Right. Okay. So I'm gonna do.
Or just not care.
Friends, the Rangers, the town. And so we have Bert, Sigourney,
That's it. Bert and Sigourney.
Ed and Olivia, and Regina. And the Rangers. I want to flesh out Sherry, I think, more now.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be. If we're cutting down the
And
friends.
don't put
time-
Mare in there as well.
Oops. If we're cutting down the friends' time, more time is going to go to fleshing out these Rangers, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So now where does that leave us?
Okay, so we got the friends. I think
Right.
that's a good dynamic for the friends.
Okay.
Now, Sherry, you wanted to work with.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe we don't need to right now.
What do you want? What is this?
I'm just looking at this. Okay, so Regina's the other girl.
Do you want to give them roles in the Friends of the Trail? Would they have roles like that or no?
I think that they might.
Is that a way to look at this?
Yeah. Yeah. Usually service organizations have like a president, a treasurer, that kind of thing. Fiona, Dylan, Mo. The kids.
Yeah, I picture it to be a group of 3 teenage girls.
The kids who are the pranks.
No, they're like, I think that's one of the groups.
Okay.
It's just a group, like one of the like townies is a group of 3 teenage girls. And they're the ones that we see at the beginning hitting on Ed type thing.
Okay.
And that's it. They're just like your bubbly
Got it.
girls. Bubbly teenage girls. And no, I don't know.
What's
I'm trying to think of where the jokes can be from this.
Oh, I think they'll come. And
Yeah.
I don't think, because I do think that some of this they have to be crazy, but I think also to some extent they have to be, grounded too, right? Like if you're doing a mockumentary, you kind of want at least some of the people that they deal with to be real for it to get the cringe.
Yeah. No, you're right. But
Yeah.
what's their thing is all I'm trying to say. Like what would be their interest or Like, why are they on the trail? Like, is it a place where they can go smoke cigarettes? Like,
Yeah, I
is
think
it,
that
like
there's a
their
lot.
hangout type place.
I think there's a lot of that, like of
Especially because the school just backs onto the trail.
yeah, and just like in general, of if you're trying to, I don't know, when I used to live on that trail that in Newfoundland that we went to, I used to just that's where I would go to get away. Parents, concerns,
Yep.
It's probably mushy, but
Okay.
maybe there's a dog park too along the trail. And they keep the little dog bag thing stocked up.
Okay.
So it's like the dog park people.
It's cool. Like, yeah, the dog park place is like. What's. I just don't see why there would be the dog park, but I know.
Oh, that exactly.
I know, but like it's just another thing to add into the story. It's not that common of a thing. People usually just let their dogs roam on the trail.
I get, but couldn't that be a complaint that so and so is always having their dog off leash on the trail?
Yeah.
Right. So couldn't there be a spot for? I guess there could be a dog park in the town and get rid of that. But it just seemed like that.
I do, now that I'm thinking this, I did have an idea. I do think that I think it would be Bert should have a dog.
Okay.
It should be like a little beagle or something like that.
Okay.
Some type of hound, really, that he takes with him, but is completely useless.
Okay. Could it be like a Modern Family thing where it's like a little dog?
Yeah.
Like not, you know what I mean? Like a little frou-frou dog kind of thing. Of like he's spoiled. It's like.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Ed has to like sit in the back or something like that because the dog sits in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's how, like.
Like honestly, to me, if this is the world where we're filming it, we could even get our dog to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is one of those, like, yeah, I think it's one of those things where he, like, his chain of command is, like, it's almost like it's, the dog is number 2.
Yeah.
Type thing.
Sergeant or something. So you'll have to ask the sergeant.
Yeah, I like that. I think it's just Sarge. Or at least calls it Sarge for short.
Okay. Okay. So, what are we gonna do now?
Okay.
So what are we doing? Are we doing a scattershot plot like we were talking about yesterday, or are we going back to the cryptid thing?
No.
The scattershot's going to be harder to do with only 5 friends of the trail. Like those everywhere plots kind of work because you're,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like. I think we can even, if we go back to that cryptid trail plot, the teams are really obvious now because Bert goes with the kids and the 2 ladies go on their own. and then we could tell those three trying to find the hunters and stop them was Regina and Sigourney are lost. Regina has a motivation to try and figure out what landed Sigourney on the trail. That plot makes a little bit more sense if Fiona tattled on her and they don't work together. It's just her enemy in the town.
Yeah. And it was also it actually was the Rangers who arrested her or something like that.
Yeah. No, the cops, wouldn't it be?
Well, they're still, Rangers are cops that are...
No,
she calls the actual town cops?
I think she called the town.
Yeah.
And also, Rangers are deputized.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you have someone who's doing indecent exposure, you're going to call the cops. You're not going to call the park rangers. Oh, I'm not... Especially, in that kind of context. So, that plot works. And then we have Eduardo, who's the true believer in zebra mussels. Bert, who's competitive with his son, and Olivia, who's the one who actually then discovers the secret and lets it go because it's that's the cap on her story. It breaks down really nicely then. I don't know if we want to keep zebra mussels.
So what's going through my head is, and I'm a little off on this. What would be the first day of filming on this? Is there any significance to the first day? Could that be something?
It could be.
Maybe it's the trail opens, the trail opens to the walking public or something like that.
Oh, I see.
First day of the trail being publicly open or something.
Could. To me, I'm still on.
Just a general...
Yeah, I want it to be we just watched... No, but when you think about the first day at The Office, the people in The Office aren't...
But I feel the best episode of The Office for premiere is technically the first episode of season 2. And I think if they would have started with that, it would have been perfect.
But I
think that's a way to do it as well.
I think that's
Find a way to
the wrong
introduce each character.
tone.
You don't have to do it a Dundies award type
Yeah.
thing. I just find if we could think of some way that we could introduce each character, that'd be pretty dope.
Okay.
If there's a reason for that.
Yeah. But I think the Dundies worked not because it introduced each character, but because it brought all that you had, for all the affection you had built up for those characters there. And it's aha, I recognize that. Whereas I think if you open with the Dundies, it would have felt like just an exposition-heavy episode. It would have felt like...
Maybe. Okay. So, yeah.
If you want, though, it could be career day. Not career day, but it could be no, but I don't want to send it to the school because it's harder to shoot. You have to get a school and kids. And to me, it feels like the most important thing is that if you're talking introductions, it's introduction to the trail. It's
yeah. It's clearly they have to get lost. I feel like that is the primary. It has to be about how they know the trail so well. And yet somehow still get lost.
Well, that's if you split them up.
Yeah.
Why does Regina get lost on the trail? That's my question. I don't think she's tripping like Mo was.
Maybe it is just Sigourney that gets lost then.
I like having a second person, though.
And it's about them trying to find her. But no.
Yeah, no, there's not as much. You got to pair into teams. Having one person alone and only talking to the camera is not a good recipe for comedy.
No.
Like, obviously, Michael did Survivor Man and that kind of stuff, but we're talking our first episode.
What's a conflict that they can have? What's like the thing that the friends of the trailer are having for the season?
Is it like a fundraiser?
So it's that they don't have the money for something, like they're gonna go defunct? Are they?
No, every year they just have an annual fundraiser.
But I just mean, like, what's their struggle for the season? What's gonna be the struggle that the friends of the trailer are gonna have to deal with through the season? Or what's their main struggle?
I still kind of like installing a porta potty or a washroom, but we could also do, like most of these big things are cleanups, right? Could it be like when you talk about Nana's party in what's it called, in American Vandal, where there was just like if you wanted to pace it like a season, I don't really want to. But
let's go back to the cryptid thing. Okay, and what if, like, the whole thing is that they saw, like, in the first episode we established they see the cryptid.
Okay.
And nobody believes them, and that's their thing. Is trying to convince the town that this cryptid, and they're like trying to get footage of the cryptid, and it's just like kind of a thing in the background.
It wouldn't be in the background, I don't think, if that's like
I guess. Or could be like two of the characters that are invested in them.
Yeah. I do like two of the characters being invested in zebra mussels in the background. If that's the main struggle, it's a different. It's like a Finding Bigfoot show. It's gotta be like a service oriented. Like I said, what if it's like a huge cleanup project? What if there's a big party, and now there's like, and that's if to me, I almost see this more serialized with the small things in the background.
Yeah.
But if you want to pace it, I mean episodic. But
yeah,
if you want to pace it,
I'm just saying, what's their struggle? Like, it doesn't have to be a thing like that. It can just be like money is their struggle. Like, they don't have, like, what is the group as itself struggle? I feel like it has to have something.
It's probably respect, right? We've already set them up where where they're struggling with the Rangers.
Yeah.
We've already set them up where, like, I know everyone's like, you don't really have enough authority. Bert is like a little tyrant. So is Olivia. Regina was trying to run for mayor and is going to lose. Ed has respect, but he doesn't get it from the people in the trail. And Sigourney loses respect right before the beginning of this. And like her recovery of that, she's like wearing the orange vest and all that kind of stuff. That's what it is. It's like they feel like they have no status.
So something that might happen with this is that the town, like, maybe there's like there is some funding from the town to them.
Okay.
And like the town is gonna pull out funding.
Okay.
Because they're not respected.
Yeah, I know, but
they've done or
feels like you really want to put it on a funding thing because you.
No, I'm really just trying to think of something that. Like, I'm just trying to think of something that they would not, like, the town would, I don't know.
I think that's it, though. I think that's what they're all looking for. If you're talking about as a collective.
Except for Ed. Why would Ed have gone into this?
He's in it for his volunteer hours.
But you only need 40 hours.
Yeah, there's only like 10 hours in the season. He's not doing much off camera. I agree.
See, these are my two big problems with Ed.
Okay.
Why is Ed there?
Mm-hmm.
And why aren't more people following Ed to be in this group than if Ed's there? Those are my two biggest problems that I have with Ed.
I don't think he's as popular. Like, I don't think he's popular to 11. I think he's popular to like 7. I think he's just like a charming guy who, like, everyone thinks he's charismatic. I don't think he has like literal groupies who are trying to follow him into everything he does. I don't think he's like paparazzi famous.
But still, somebody would have followed him in if he's like famous enough that he gets written on a ballot. If we can establish that.
Yeah,
and be elected prom king and all that type of stuff.
That's true.
You think somebody would come join him?
I guess, yeah. But it's only 40 hours. I see your point. Maybe people are trying to, and Bert is just like on the slide, just declining everything.
There has to be something that happens in this that makes Ed cool or something like that.
Oh no.
No?
No.
Okay.
It's almost like another.
What if that's it? He's not from there.
Okay.
He just joined a group, but he's like that, like the cool guy that nobody really knows, and like as you get to know him, you really get to like right away you get to like him, but the group doesn't really care.
And wherever he came from before didn't have a volunteer service requirement.
Yeah.
So he's just finishing out his high school there.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, he only has a couple months to get his service hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it also it establishes that like he's not cool at the time.
Yeah.
But he is got the charm that we want. He always has the charm
exactly.
to those people, like to the outside.
Right. That's perfect.
Yeah, like the whole thing is that he's finishing his last 2 weeks or something, last 3 weeks of high school. And, like, in that amount of time, he's already become the prom king. Like,
exactly.
He just is blown up in school.
Yeah. Without volunteer service requirement. So he's... That's perfect. And he comes from, like... I want to say, like, Ibiza.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm like, in the same way that in Silicon Valley, every time you get, like, one little detail from Jared, he's just, like, so weird and bad, and you're like, I kind of want to know more. That's the thing. Like, it's the same thing as the Eduardo thing. It's like, we don't hear, but it's just, like... It slips at some point. You know what I mean? Like, it's just... Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
It doesn't have to be that, but it's just like somewhere...
I like it. I like Ibiza.
Yeah. Okay. Now,
I think the town needs a D-list celebrity.
okay. It's the weather guy.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
It's always the weather guy. Do you know who Eddie Shear is? Like, people love the weather guys.
Yeah, that'd be perfect, the weather guy.
Yeah. And it might almost be too cliche. We might have to change it because it's too cliche in TV for it to be the weather guy. But I don't know. I really like it. Like, it's so true to life. Okay. Okay. So, if you want to do the... No, so if this is in general a group about a story, about a group of people who have no status, then that's where we should base our stakes. That's, to me, it's a little bit the cryptid thing of they just had a different idea and they wanted to... But let's talk about status. Let's talk about what like... Could be like a town council meeting. That's not really good, though.
What are you talking? Sorry, explain this again.
Sorry, were you just, as you said, what do they want? What is their whole deal down season? What's their big thing? And I said, so if we're really talking about themes, and we're gonna look at this not from moving plot to A to B, but like in general, what is the journey of this group? I do think it's a group who's just like, in all cases, feels like unheard, and feels like there's no status. So the smaller journey and the larger journey should be about finding ways, about being disrespected, but in a way that you think you should be respected.
Okay, so then we would have to start this off with Bert sending out Mo and Olivia to pick up garbage.
Mo's not part of this anymore.
Not Mo, sorry, Olivia and Ed.
Okay.
To pick up garbage. Because then it's like the whole entire thing of they feel like, well, at least Ed doesn't care. Ed is playing the whole entire doesn't care. He's just there. Where Olivia feels like this is disrespectful and like just because I'm young and all that doesn't mean I have to go around picking up trash. And like she's really against the picking up trash aspect.
No.
No? Right.
She's too environmentalist. She wouldn't have a problem picking up trash.
No, but she thinks she should be organizing a group to go picking up trash. Is how she... Like, that's... I feel like... But yeah, no, I see your point.
Yeah. I like the idea that it's a I like everything we have up to the meeting in the garage. I like the idea that the ranger is going to walk in because he's on his way upstairs or on his way back down from him. Maybe he's complaining about the noise. And he's going to talk about something that's going to set up how dare you? That, to me, like, everything up to there is perfect. And if it's not the cryptid, it's maybe it's a fundraiser. Maybe I do come, but maybe this is the thing about the fundraiser is the Rangers are going to have a fundraiser for the trail to put up a new watchtower. Go to your thing. The Rangers are going to have a fundraiser to put up a new watchtower. And it's like, we fundraise for the trail. It's like, oh yeah, you fundraise for the maintenance, but this is new infrastructure. So look, people are going to be, every dollar that they donate to you, they're not going to donate to us. And so then it could be a dueling fundraiser thing.
Okay.
I don't know if that's how I want to. I like that as an episode.
That's the problem. I don't know if
that shouldn't be the pilot. It's too Ranger focused.
Yeah, I don't even know if the Rangers should be in the first episode.
I think the Rangers should, but I think it should be a thing where they just
or like just in it, like
they're just kind of annoyed. They're just kind of like yeah.
Or we end with like somebody getting arrested.
No.
Like or like like the Rangers like I do feel like the end of this like we could take that out of the Trailer Park Boys type thing, and at the end of the season the Friends of the Trail always get arrested for going too far.
Maybe.
Like they end up starting a huge protest type thing or something like that.
Yeah.
They end up like
You
they
can't
just
get arrested for starting a huge protest.
no, but the type of protest that they start like
I guess.
like it gets rowdy.
Yeah.
It's not a peaceful protest.
I see.
I don't know. You like, do you know what I mean? Like, it could
I
be
do know
something
what
that
you
they're
mean.
they
I don't-
disrespect the. But no,
Like we're gonna be arrested. I know that
Yeah.
they're going too far, but it just doesn't feel like it's
No.
in the.
you're right.
What if there is though? And again, this isn't necessarily for this episode, but what if there is a Lindsey Buckingham thing where, like, oh, town council meetings, and it's like, oh, and we also have a word for from the Friends of the Trail, and it's like, oh, sorry, we didn't have time. Well, next we'll make sure we get time for you next time.
Okay, that's what this episode, the pilot episode, is then. It's about how they're finally getting a chance to talk in front of the town council.
It's called like Bert's speech or something.
Yeah, and it's all about building up his like.
He's nervous, like all this kind of stuff.
They like the rest of the group are constantly reminding him what he has to say.
Yeah, we break into teams. Someone's like over talking. Maybe Regina's trying to like maneuver to actually get to give the speech, and yeah. And at the end, the speech doesn't happen. And it's like a sad moment. It's humanizing, but it's cringe, and it's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Unless they make a scene in which could cringe in a different way. I don't think we're at them making a scene yet, though. I think that's their journey. I think that's also the journey of respect, right? Of status. At the beginning, they're desperate for the town's respect and status and that kind of stuff, and it's like they didn't recognize us. Maybe at the end they do start a protest, because it's like, no, we will be heard. It doesn't really... Or it doesn't matter if they hear us or not. We know what we're doing is right.
Okay.
I also like this because we can have the mayor's family there going crazy, and then we hide it, but it is the mayor in the town, and we don't even draw attention to the fact, but like it is the mayor there at the town hall meeting. Olivia gives a word about the cameras, and they follow parliamentary procedure. Experiments that there's a list of tasks to be done. All this is the same. Hand out pamphlets in the park. Also, Bert is preparing, or also, the town has promised some time at the town meeting. Say a few words about the importance of the trail system.
So yeah, a lot of this episode is Bert high and mighty.
Yeah. Oh, it's not him nervous.
No, it'd be Bert high and mighty going like, I feel like it's they like. I feel like it's that they want to hear him speak. Is how he thinks it is.
Yeah.
How it's been presented to him is that he like they want him to speak, but really it's just
Olivia's gotten them the time.
yeah.
Right. And then it gives you a little bit of something of everyone gives their little turn, because they're all talking about what their priorities are to get into the speech, kind of thing. Also, a big part of this episode, I think we still do the scattershot episode now. I think we have Bert preparing for his speech as the through line, but then we do a bunch of the little scenes.
Oh,
of
yes.
Like, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I think that looks good.
Yeah. Because you want to have like.
There are scenes.
Hey!
Hey, Kelly writes. Put your Twitter link here in the chat, and if anyone's here, or anyone's watching this in the archives, Callie Wrights runs an incredible Twitter. Writing prompts 5 a day. I was raving to Scott about it last night. Like, real. I don't know where he gets the pictures. The pictures themselves could be a coffee table book without the writing prompts. But then you should publish just your tweets. I know that's a thing. Like, seriously, I would buy that book and put it on my coffee table. Because it is motherfucking beautiful. Honestly, beautiful, Callie Wrights. What a Twitter. Yeah. Anyways. Put the link. Don't not put the link now after I get that shout out.
Okay, so let's get rid of the mode.
Right. The group accomplish tasks. Bert is high and mighty, refuses to discuss, will talk about with anyone, although they all have suggestions. At the end, things go wrong, and Bert does not get to speak. The end.
Like, not even, they just over-glance him.
What? What do you mean they overglance him?
Like, they don't even, like, they just say, that's it, that's all the time we have. Type.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they don't even, like...
acknowledge
that he was given the chance to speak.
Got it.
Because it doesn't faze them.
Yeah. Yeah, I can tell. I don't know where you find those pictures. I don't, like... And also, then the prompts to kind of go with them, they always feel appropriate, but, like, they're not exactly what you would think they would be. They kind of slide along it and give you just, like, a springboard. Like, chef's kiss. Seriously.
Or... would it be too much to have Olivia speak instead? That they call Olivia to the table instead? They don't, like, she got the thing. They don't even, like, Bert just assumed it was him that was going up to speak. Because he's the leader.
It wouldn't be too much, but it would change, it would kind of put Olivia back in the quadrant where I kind of was putting her, I think, where she is more competent than you've been giving her, right? Like...
That wouldn't be so bad, though.
Yeah?
She's the one person who's actually competent out of this group. And she's trying to rally them up to stay focused.
Yeah, and she's a little Machiavellian, I think, right? She's a little bit of a schemer in that way, too. But she's, like, because she's goal-oriented. Like, maybe she even set Bert up to fall a little bit. Because she knew this was her, like, master plan.
Yeah, we can even have, like, a thing of, like, where she talks to the camera after and she just, like he needed to be taken down a couple fags.
Yeah, or, no, because he lost this status, I knew it would get his back up against the town so that by the time we were ready to do the protest, he would be a voice on board. You know what I mean? Like do that in the final episode.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good. Like, she's been playing them the whole entire time.
Yeah. And it is that thing of what you said of why is that documentary there? Kind of goes back to like it's just like, yeah.
Okay. So,
like, no, that's too far. Where I was like, oh, and she got Ed's dad transferred there. She's like, I knew that we had this guy would be good for my cause, but he was in Ibiza. Is right.
So what's do we want to establish, especially if this is only going to be over a couple of weeks, since it's what's his name getting his community service hours?
We could do a thing.
Do you want this to also be that we know the mayoral race is coming up, like we can establish a lot of that exposition right at the beginning?
Probably should, I guess. We're building this more serialized than it was in my head, but maybe that's not a bad thing. Yeah, okay, so it's not to toot our own horn, but it's Arrested Development. Let's really put our work on seeding jokes beforehand and afterhand, not draw them to attention right away, but like it is, because even if like worst case, it's a couple months. Even if we do a thing where Ed gets his volunteer hours and decides to stay, it's still a couple months till graduation. It's the only way it works. So like max, this whole season takes place in like 2.5 months. And election's 30 days.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know when it's coming up, so like Regina would be already preparing. Like the whole point is Regina's already preparing, I guess, is what I want to.
Yeah, must be.
What I want to establish.
Well, and that also feeds into her character in a way that I like because it gives her something to push against right up. Because Regina is the weakest character of our 5 characters.
Yeah.
That's why when we were cutting someone, I was like, Regina, because she's a good stereotype. And she's good. She's going to be a good comedic in this mix, but we didn't build her 3-dimensionally like we built everyone else.
No. What are we missing with her? Should we give her something?
I think if putting the election on, and I think honestly, this is going to be one of those things where we start to write her and then we'll get a feel. Is my guess.
Okay. Going back to the townies. There should be somebody out of these. It could be one of these, or it could be somebody else that's trying to get camera attention.
Okay. It's not because Regina's trying to get camera attention too.
But is like they're either seen in the background trying to play music or.
That's the 3 girls.
That's the 3 girls you want that to be?
Yeah, that's definitely the 3 girls.
Okay.
That's why they're doing because we originally had them trying to impress Ed, which they still are, but really they're aware of the cameras.
Okay. And what's their thing? Just
dance. Oh, dance is hard to choreograph. I guess that's not cheap. I want to say hip hop, but I'm stealing too much from Reservation Dogs with those 2 twins. Must be singing, right? Because they don't even have to be good. If you get 3 dancers, they pretty much have to be good dancers. If you get 3 singers, they could be shit. They could be part of the joke.
Okay.
Maybe they just want to be... No, what if they just want to be Kardashians?
That's what I'm kind of thinking.
Right? They just, follow my Insta, whatever. That kind of They just want to be famous for the sake of
being
famous.
They're like Bob Vance in that type of way.
Yeah.
They're constantly calling themselves by their their handles and that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Because I think that's a dynamic we need on the. Because it is you got your J-Rock, you got your the 2 guys from Reservation Dogs. You have somebody who's just trying to use that camera time to expose themselves.
And pick followers.
What kind of stuff do they do? Just TikTok type videos?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
And then pictures and
yeah.
Whatever they're. Maybe they also are doing when they have a chance. I don't think they're not in every episode, or if they do, maybe they are. But for a sec, but if we were gonna stay with them for a while, maybe they'd be telling us about what lip gloss they're using and what you know what I mean. Maybe they're trying to be brand reps. That's what the Instagram model thing is, right?
Yeah. Okay. Now, the dog park people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to visualize this. Is like this is close to the town. The dog park is on the trail right in the town.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I know just where we could film this too. It's not a dog park, but it's like there's a wire fence up there. That's an easy way to make it look like that. That's the thing. They're just like recurring characters, right? I don't even know when we write them. Maybe we'll see what the gag is for what fits, or maybe they like.
I think it's like the hookup place.
Oh yeah.
Like not like. It's like it's just like. No, I don't know. I was just thinking that this is where we could like set up. This is where like all the adult singles go.
Yeah. Hey! Nice! We'll see you. I'm following you, so I'll see you when you go live. I'll tune in.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't hear back. We wrote you an email. Didn't hear back. So just hit us up. Let us know when you want to schedule something. Yeah, so gender reveal party on the... Yeah, maybe it's not the dog park. I still want... Awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing it. So the... What was I going to say with the dog park people?
I don't know.
Oh, I still want other kids, though. I want, like, skaters. And, like... I want, like... the people who are having the bonfire. And that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like... Basically, D-gens is what I'm looking for. From Upcountry.
Well, I picture that being a thing. We can pick like they have like a thing with the kids or something for graffitiing, all like
Yeah, exactly.
and trashing the place.
That's what I think it is. Graffiti kids. I think that's exactly. We have a tunnel, and these are the ones who. Because remember, once upon a time,
these ones have a personal vendetta against Bert or something like that.
Yeah. And that could be an origin story if we want. We could have, like, that's the kind of thing of like, oh, he pisses him off here.
Yeah.
Because it could also be Sigourney. Like, Sigourney, we only have like one. Yeah, we don't have enough of a storyline for her either. And like to me, that's the
Makes
kind of
sense
thing
that it'd be the counselor.
Exactly. Especially if she pisses him off down on the trail in this episode.
That would work. Yeah, I think it's against Sigourney.
Because look, I've been fighting against having an entry point of view, but right now Sigourney is our entry point of view. She's like a blowhard, but she is like, and we're not going to lean into it, but I think she is the one that people are going to identify with because she's new to this world, not brand new, but she is newer to the world, and like she's, she doesn't want to be there, which is the big difference.
We never see the graffiti kids though.
We never see the graffiti kids?
Do we?
I think we should.
Okay.
We don't have to, but I want to start using Instagram again, and my most popular stuff are my sketches. You do sketches too. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I know yesterday you talked about choosing a lane and kind of, focusing on the stuff that brings you joy. But I think that, especially writing and sketching are so closely wound together and so intertwined that I think you could definitely use them to feed each other, especially looking at your Twitter. We don't even have... Do we even have the Wannabe Showrunners Insta?
No.
No, we should get it. But to be honest, it's not a forum. I don't even use that in my personal life. It's not a... I don't have any skill with the... I'm a writer. I don't have skill with the camera. I don't have skill with the marker. Scott can frame a photo. I can't. Scott has director skills, not me.
Yep. You can't even picture something in your head. Though.
Exactly. I don't have a visual imagination in any way, really. But if you do start using Insta again, share the link on your Twitter or put it here. I have a personal Insta. Like I say, you'll never see me post anything, but I am down for your visual art. It's incredible. And here, I'm going to scroll up. Everyone can find Purple's stream just by right-clicking on her name. I know that, so she's gonna stream soon. We'll check that out shortly, and we might be co-hosting a stream with her in the future. So keep tuned for that. But also follow Callie on Twitter if you haven't been doing that. If you're just tuning in now, like holy crow, you don't know what you're missing. Especially if you're a writer, you're here to get inspired. Check it out. Tomorrow we're gonna write a script, right?
Yes.
We have a plan.
Start.
We have a real plan.
And we do.
I'm more comfortable. I think this is actually in a place where I'm comfortable with it, unlike anything we've seen before. That's how it goes. Yeah. Like I say, follow Purple, like we have, and follow us, so when we go live, you'll know when she goes live. And then we can, and then you'll see that. So whenever it happens, then that's, oh my goodness. End of the sentence. I found the period. End of sentence.
I'm just not sold on the dog park people.
Okay. It was literally just some people that they might interact with. I'll get rid of it.
Yeah.
It's also a pain. Like, we could have to use our dogs. We could get a couple dogs. It's going to be a pain to get the same dogs every week if we were going to shoot it that way.
Could there be... I feel like there would be somebody that lives in the woods.
I don't feel like there's usually someone who lives in the woods.
Like it's a cottage type thing.
Well, we have Bert in his tiny house. Or Mo in his tiny house.
So Mo's the guy that lives on the trail.
I still don't love that, honestly.
No,
we have it, but like...
He doesn't have to live, like, it could be owned but like, there's these hobbit houses and all that type of stuff. There is the little, like, that's the thing. I think he lives in one of these little hobbit houses that are, like, in the cottage, like, it follows a trail.
Yeah.
Like, there are these places. They exist out there.
Yep.
That's what's out there. And I feel like that we have to show, like, it's good to show that kind of thing. But I don't want it to be a homeless person living out there. I want it to be a person who's a little bit different for the rest of society type thing.
Okay.
A little wacky.
Well, that's what we have. And he'll just, like, now, if he's not on the Friends of the Trail, we're going to drop off some of his layers. We probably won't know what his job is in the town. Although maybe, but like, it's more just kind of a side wacky character. Anyways, we're at an hour. So like I say, tomorrow we're going to start writing a script. Until then, until then, don't stop writing.
So you are feeling much better about this?
Oh yeah.
That's
yeah,
good.
although I've not been down. Honestly, I feel...
No, I've been the one that's been more
Exactly.
down of late. But I think this is the things that fixed it up.
Good
I think
stuff.
it did feel too cluttered.
Yeah, I definitely felt like... Honestly, I felt like maybe Dylan solved something... Yes, definitely.
Gotta figure out how to do this.
We've done it before, haven't we?
Yeah, I know, but I can't remember.
Okay, so we're headed over to Purple Writes Often's stream. We're going to raid over there, so if you want to ride along, that'd be awesome. She has a new background to show off, so that'll be cool. And thanks again to everyone for tuning in. Until next time, don't stop writing.
I gotta figure out how to do this still.
Yeah, put on the music and the picture.